So this is week two of the 1k to 50k challenge. Um, so this week was pretty, it was pretty straightforward, but at the same time, it was just a little bit difficult for entry wise. And I also this week I made two mistakes and one was and another thing besides those mistakes was like trading during Asia, which I just need to start peeping Asia because it just makes the moves during it, and I need to get better at trading that because honestly, New York has not really been showing up too much, and it's been taking a very long time to like grow some sort of account. Um but strictly from a monetary standpoint, this week I'm down like 100 on each of the accounts. So still up 400 instead of the 500, but um again, there was two mistakes that I definitely could have made some improvements on, and that is what I will be going over. So staying on the 15 minute for now, um, just to see market structure and everything. Uh Monday. No trades. We swept out all-time highs pre-market basically, and we got a retrace, we got a flip, but it was also a little bit too late, and we already swept that, so I was already off the charts at that point. Tuesday, um, oh yeah, Tuesday we did the same exact thing right before market open. We swept out all-time highs. So 2 days in a row that this happened. This would have been the trade that you would take, but this happened at what time? 7:45. So not really a very realistic trade because I'm not up that early. But yeah, we then just sold off, and at that point I'm not taking shorts because we're at all-time highs. Um and yeah, that's really it. Now Wednesday was the first a good opportunity day, good trading day that I should have been able to capitalize on. We flipped this, we had good displacement and everything, and I'm getting to the entries really quick. Nope, not this day. All right, this should be it. Yeah, so basically, we got the initial displacement, right? We got another displacement. I would say this is the second distribution leg. I really wouldn't count this. So ideally, you would want to get an entry here, but at the same time, there was like an hourly gap that we were still inside, so I kind of waited for that to get I wanted it to be completely inversed. Um, yeah, so at this point, if you're confident enough in the draw, I would say you can take this to all-time highs, or you can take this to all-time highs, this gap tap. Um, and yeah, basically I just need to start entering on these trades more so because I always look past it kind of, but it's pretty free in a sense. There's no reason why we should retrace lower. We should retrace these gaps and continuation. We're going higher. I know that. So should be taking more of those trades in my opinion. Do you don't get the confirmation, but at the same time, a lot of these times there's not enough room for us to really get that confirmation. Um, so if you're going to be taking a trade, or if you want to get a trade in here and you're confident on the draw, that is your entry point, just a different kind of entry. Um, so I could have taken that too, but this is what I actually took basically. So I took this flip right here where you trace into a 5 minute gap, got a 5 minute flip as well. After the entry, but it confirmed it even more. And this was the trade to all-time high. So 2.6 R was, pretty good. Problem is, I never went break even here, and I took the full loss. Now, my reasoning was We have a very clear target, all-time highs. I'm very confident in this draw. How we traded this morning, it's pretty obvious where we want to go. Um, Problem is ES took out this high with this candle. So I should 100% be break even here. Um, I took into account my discretion and I decided to not go break even and I would have accepted the loss, which I did. Um, it was just pretty disappointing. Because ES didn't go here, but since Nasdaq was the more bearish asset in this part, that was the other thing this week. We had just been switching NQ just being more bullish, and then ES being more bullish, and then NQ being more bullish, and the ES being more bullish, all in the same like New York session. And it's just like you don't know which ones is gonna hit that high first. And so in this case, especially with this close, like we got this wick, and if I don't want to go break even there, okay, you can still do that. But as soon as we get that close, we should not go back down, and I what I basically did was I saw this, I'm like, not going break even right here, not going break even. There's no way we get this little flip right here. I'm like, all right, we're gonna go up now, and then we just go down, and I'm like, all right, get me the fuck out of this trade. Come back to my break even point. I want to get out. But then when it goes back to the break even point, it's just like, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna go up again. So in order to not do that shit to myself, um, I'm just gonna go break even where I should, and whenever I go break even, I'm not moving it. I'm not moving it back down. That's the break even point. So just be confident that if price doesn't go higher here, then the trade is invalid. So that's what I have to keep thinking. It was a good trade in my opinion. It's just we slowed down at this point. Volume died off. Second trade was again this right here. I ended up taking, I think, like this gap tap or something. No, 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 no. I did not take that. Um, what I ended up taking was this actually, which again, in my opinion, is a good trade. I actually did enter on one of those gap taps, which I never do. Actually, I believe I took this on ES because ES was closer. And it ended up being like a little over 1 RR, but I could only risk 400 on that because that was 20 micros. So yeah, very low volume on this day, but again, it's good gap read because we displaced above these highs strongly. We have these gaps that should support us higher. There's no reason why we should come lower first, and get past these gaps before going to all-time highs. And yeah, that hit. So even though it was a higher RR play, um, I couldn't risk enough to actually like get a win like out of it. I couldn't even get a winning day actually. I only had like it was only $75 positive at the end of the day. I tried getting it, but yeah, it just wicked and then wicked down like crazy. So I just kind of took it out there and we didn't go up there for a while after that. So that was Wednesday. So that honestly just bad execution on my part. That should have been a green day and yeah, it was just a little difficult to navigate. Now, Thursday night Asia session, problem with this, right, is very bullish. Inversing, there was an hour out, let's hop an hourly. Hourly gap right here, right? Closed very strongly. Now, I really wanted to take this trade, but it wouldn't break even. But I still think this was good. What would 100% have made me take this trade though is if this hourly gap was mitigated, because the way I look at this is we can come up here and then come back down, respect this, and then go back up. Um, and that's it. So I just didn't want to get retraced on. It probably is a pretty easy break even. You go break even at this high pretty early on. You do get break even. But yeah, if we tap into that gap and then got the flip, then that would have been perfect. Swear, I just heard a knock on my fucking door. Locking that shit, bro. What the fuck was that? And yeah, you might be wondering, what the fuck happened here? Trump literally just fucking tweeted and Yeah, back to tariff news shit. So super fun. Hopefully we actually stay bearish this time, or we have some of this volatility going into the next week. That would be pretty awesome. Volatility's been shit. We literally just been just going all-time highs every single time, which isn't bad, but it's also volume has not been good, so entries have not been the best, and um, yeah, it's just tough to execute on these. So I would be so down to have a little bit of a bearish market. It's quarter four, so it's definitely possible. Um, and yeah, oh yeah, I didn't even go this over Friday morning. Um, so all-time highs obviously was the play that we're looking for. Um, yeah, so 9:30 opens, we immediately displace higher. Good displacement, we retrace and we get this flip basically. Now we wicked on the 5 minute and we also are kind of in a range, as you can see. So the fact that we wicked these two highs came back down to here, not the best candle in my opinion. Am I confident on higher? Yes. It's just since we're ranging, I don't know if we want to continue to range yet or if we actually want to go to all-time highs. Now, when we get this, it's very obvious we want all-time highs. So we retrace to this gap. Now here's the thing. I want, I want, I want this trade. I want this trade to all-time highs, right? Holy fuck. So if I wanted to take, a gap read right here, this is the absolute best I can get for a one-to-one. Like these gaps should hold us, right? But what I wanted to take instead was we already wicked down once, but I said basically if we wick down again, I want to take this trade. And at first my stops were like here, so it was 1.3 RR, but realistically I could have brought it up to like here, 1.5 RR. That would have been a safe trade. Um, and I would have gotten break even on it, but this was honestly some bullshit, right? Oh yeah. Yeah. Also, this is the other thing is that I missed this entry. I should have definitely have been in this trade because 9 times out of 10, when we're at all-time highs and we have this clean displacement, we have these gaps holding us. These gaps are going to hold us and go to all-time highs. Only reason why it didn't today, my guess would be just news. Because we had news at 10 a.m. and that's really it. I honestly think that we probably should have gone all-time highs, but it's not my choice. It's the market's choice. The market does whatever it wants. Um, but yeah, I did miss this because we wicked down really fast and then we wicked immediately back up. I didn't get to market order because I don't like limit orders really. Um, I might honestly start to because I I was actually really pissed off because I missed the market entry right here and then I saw this candle follow through like a couple minutes, like 2 or 3 minutes later, and I was like, bro, there's no fucking way. It would have gone instantly to my TP. And then it got break even and did some bullshit. But um yeah. The other thing to note on this day, right? Yes, we should have gone to all-time highs here, but at the same time, I did also like this flip, to be honest. This to me was pretty clean. There's right again, no reason why we shouldn't go there's no reason why we should go lower at this point. We didn't necessarily tap into anything, but we're all-time highs is right here. All we need to do is inverse this gap. We get pretty strong displacement right here, and all we have to do is just get through this little area. Reason why it didn't work again is all-time highs apparently wasn't the target, and also news came out, so I did not enter the trade. And then the minute after news, we got this Diddy candle at this point. I was thinking if this gap inverse, maybe, but realistically, there's no reason to long anymore at that point. It's kind of cooked. And then here comes the Trump tweet. Holy fucking sell off. And then by the time we did this, we chopped around a little bit, and then we actually continued going down. I wanted to catch like a winning day or something. I would not really want to risk heavy. If I was on evals, this would have been perfect, but was not on eval, sadly. But I was gonna take something like this, just like a inverse or something right here. But didn't like it after we obviously slowed down a shit ton and zero volume. Are we probably gonna hit it right now? Yes, but I don't give a fuck. So yeah, this week instead of being up, what is it, 1k from last week, I'm down 200, so I'm at up 800 on the accounts. Of actual like with withdrawable money. Like total would be 1600, but yeah, slower start to this challenge than I would have liked. I want to get to that like 10k month mark. I don't want to set time frames, but it would be fair to say to get that before 2026. Um I just hope that the government gets out of the shutdown that it's in right now and we just go back to having normal volatility again and not making every single move during Asia session. Yeah. So that's it for the day. Um Overall, honestly, not the best performance by me, but also not the best performance on NQ. That makes sense, but mainly not the best performance for me. I could have done a lot better. I should have gone break even, and um, yeah, honestly, just like I just fucked up a break even play, and and yeah, that caused me to be a little bit down instead of up probably another 1,000 this week. Which is insane to think about. Just one trade caused me from being in the red, caused me to be in the red instead of up 1k. So if I can just get those small mistakes out of the way, and like there's no reason why I shouldn't be green, very green on the month, on any given month, to be honest. So yeah, that's it.